I have owned the OnePlus 6T for roughly 2 months now. This has been my first time using a OnePlus device, and the experience has been great so far. So, why am I saying goodbye to it? Well, I recently pre-ordered the Samsung Galaxy S10, which will be here shortly, and that will be replacing my OnePlus 6T as my daily driver. But before I do, I would just like to share some thoughts on it. One of the things I'm most impressed with is the performance. OnePlus 6T is equipped with Qualcomm's Snapdragon 845 processor with 6 gigs of RAM. It is running Oxygen OS interface on top of Android Pie operating system. It has by far been the most snappiest experience I've ever had with any Android phone. Apps open very fast and are smooth and responsive. I've noticed zero lag. Most phones I've owned starts off this way, but within a month you can start to see performance fall off. To see a phone that's only $550 perform this way, it is mind-blowing. Battery life has been strong. I'm getting about 6 hours of screen on time, which easily gets me through the day. This is pretty much expected, being that OnePlus 6T has a 1080p display and a 3700 milliamp battery. Rarely had to use dash charging, but when I have, it is as fast as they say it is. One gripe I do have with OnePlus 6T is its aggressive battery optimization. It kills apps very quickly that it deems is using too much power. So things like my Nest app, I would have to disable the battery optimizations for that app in order to get my notifications when my camera senses movements. And I get a lot of those throughout the day because of so many cameras I have around the house. Displays are one of the obvious things to take a hit when creating a budget-friendly device. But this display is no slouch. It is packed with a 6.4-inch OLED display with 402 pixels per inch. Obviously, this is not the best display I've ever used. While navigating through the UI, you wouldn't be able to tell this is not a 2K display. The only time I'm able to tell is like if I'm watching YouTube or Netflix, something like that, when you're viewing something in HDR or 4K or something like that, then you can kind of see where the display falls off. The camera is what I would believe would suffer the most at this price point, but I was wrong. The camera has been more than acceptable. It's pretty damn good, and I really like the night mode. I compared it to the regular mode and what night mode was able to do. Night mode came out way better than I expected. Now I can say I've never used night sight on a Pixel, so I can't compare the two, but from my experience with this, the results were amazing. Hands down, the best feature I've enjoyed is the in-display fingerprint sensor. This is the main reason for me purchasing the OnePlus 6T. I can say I was skeptical about how well this would work, but to my surprise, it worked great. I did not miss the physical sensor. Sometimes it is a hit or miss. It works about 90% of the time. Never bothered me enough not to want to use it, but every time it did work, I was like, wow, we have a fully functional implementation. Though I love OnePlus 6T, there are things that I didn't like. The lack of wireless charging really bothered me. I have wireless chargers everywhere, and I never quite got used to plugging in the device. It's a good thing that the battery lasted so long, so it didn't become a huge problem for me. 2, lack of headphone jack. Yes, I know, a lot of phones no longer have the headphone jack anymore, but I still like using the headphone jack, and there's nothing more frustrating than grabbing a pair of headphones, going to plug them in, then realizing that you don't have a headphone jack, nor do I have a clue where the dongle is. 3, the speakers. OnePlus 6T has a single down-firing speaker that isn't loud at all. I do a lot of content consumptions on my device, so I use the speakers often, especially if I don't have the dongle with me or a set of Bluetooth headset. Their experience is blah. Not horrible, just blah. So hopefully on the next iteration of the OnePlus, they'll include a headphone jack. I know it's not happening, but hey, I can dream. 4, notification LED. Yes, this might be nitpicking, but I like it. And since OnePlus 6T does not have an actual always on display, I miss a lot of notifications, which is annoying because I might not see them until much later, even though the phone is sitting in front of me on my desk. Finally, number 5, Samsung Pay. Don't judge me, I'm about to get on a little rant. I believe every manufacturer should license Samsung Pay on all their devices. Just find a way to get Samsung to license this technology to you. It is the most efficient mobile payment system. Google Pay, Apple Pay has an NFC-based payment, which is confusing. It has way too many variables. You don't know if that terminal has NFC or not. Some has the sign, some don't have the sign. But with Samsung Pay, I can just go to any terminal, 99% of them, and just tap my phone and I know my payments will process. I don't have to think about does this terminal takes NFC or not. So yes, please, Samsung, work with these guys. Manufacturers, work with Samsung. Let's all just get Samsung Pay because I hate swiping my card and I don't pay with cash. When I hate swiping my card, I just like to go to the terminal, tap and pay. That's it. Really simple. No thinking about NFC or no NFC. It just works. But yeah, OnePlus, Google, Apple, do whatever it takes. Whatever Samsung wants, just pay them. Just get Samsung Pay on every device. I will be so happy. Thanks. With all of that being said, I did enjoy my time with the OnePlus, and I will be getting the next iteration, maybe the OnePlus 7. Who knows what they'll call it. But until then, goodbye OnePlus. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Bye.